get in there and get some tires. They know what it did for them earlier.
Question is, how many tires does everybody have left? There's Taylor.
It's like he just got in. I don't think he had any help there. It's just like he got into the corner a little faster than his tires would allow him to go through there. Does a nice job.
He tried to stay
in the throttle. Had to get on the brakes here finally. Just slight contact with the wall.
As he gets it back under power, we'll tell you the 34 Tony Raines will be the recipient of the lucky dog. That'll give us 20 cars on the lead lap. And there goes Tony around. So let's, we've got a moment. Let's check in with our in-race reporter, Stephen Wallace. He's running 13th, TJ.
Hey, Steve, Dale Jarrett, the ESPN. You happy?
Clear, man.
Hey, buddy, looks like you're having a pretty good night. What are your issues with your race car?
My car's been fighting really loose getting in, tight in the middle, loose off all night. We've made a few adjustments here to make it better. And we just got to keep, working on this thing, get this car better for this last set of stops.
Hey, and watching, we've seen it be pretty difficult to make passes. Is it as difficult inside the car as what it looks like from here?
Well, it ain't too difficult. You got a big front bumper on it, so fast ain't too hard,
All right, your dad be proud of you there, bud. Good luck.
But
as we mentioned, Stephen running 13th right in front of his teammate Brendan Gaughan. While we've got a moment, let's talk a little bit about football because it's a monster Saturday. ESPN has two top-notch college games at 3:30 Eastern. It is Miami against the Ohio State Buckeyes. This has BCS championship implications early in the year. Kirk Herbstreit, Brent Musburger at 7 Eastern. Big-time coaching matchup. Joe Paterno and the Nittany Lions head to the Crimson Tide, home of Nick Saban. College football on ESPN Saturday. It's available online, on your phone. And the Miami-Ohio State game is also in 3D. Let's go down as we look further on the field into the 20 car of Denny Hamlin. Dave, what's going on in their pit?
Marty crew chief Kevin Kidd heard you talking about tires. Here's what he said to his driver.
Danny, I'm sure you've been thinking about it already, but this whole deal's going to come down to when to use that last set. Just have to figure that out as we get closer here.
They haven't figured it out yet. Denny says 10-4. They haven't figured it out just yet, but they're waiting. They want to bolt them on late, guys, and have the best advantage with fresh tires.
Well, they should have 2 sets of tires left down there. Is that right, or do they only have one?
They've got one sticker set, and they're gluing up right now a used set. So there is just the one set left here in the 20 pit that is fresh.
Okay, Dave.
All right, let's reset it for you. Brad Keselowski has got the point. He is going to start on the inside. Alongside is Kevin Harvick, then Kyle Busch, Denny Hamlin, row 2, then Trevor Bayne, Eric Almirola, Edward Stenhouse, Sadler, and Menard as we're back to green flag racing.
I'd say Keselowski's motor's hitting on all 8 right there.
Yeah, there's no doubt. We've seen this 18 car of Kyle Busch be really strong on these restarts. This car falls off a little bit once they get strung out, get a few laps in. See Harvick's able to clear him, take that second spot back.
Just to let you know, we threw the thought out of Almirola and Sadler pitting. They did not. They're still out there.
Well, if they're in the same situation and only have one set of tires, and I guess we've miscounted because Andy and I are kind of thinking alike here, that they would be saving that set of tires for later on also. They don't want to get caught late race, 25 or 30 laps, and everybody jump in and get tires.
Well, let's get an update on Eric Almirola, Vince.
Yeah, that's exactly right. They'd already told Eric that we're going to have to pit again regardless of fuel because, remember, they're on a little different sequence than everybody else, but they want to wait as late as possible. Eric has mentioned a couple of times he cannot believe how much the tires have been worth tonight, so they want to give him fresh rubber as long as he can to the finish. So there's holding on, waiting for something a little bit later in the race, just as you guys have discussed.
Almirola running 7th. It's currently 2nd in the Truck Series points with 2 wins.
See there, Denny Hamlin's taking over that 3rd spot from Kyle Busch, his teammate. Here comes Carl Edwards wanting to get in on this action.
That's 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Meanwhile, we'll tell you, Brad Keselowski has opened up an 1/8 of a second lead over Harvick.
Yeah, and Trevor Bayne, that 99, he's having a nice solid run here tonight. He's up in the 6th spot, just waiting to pounce if these guys happen to give him an opening.
Well, you see his cycle right now as Trevor had a talking about Clint Boyer quickly, as all of a sudden he is starting to move through this field again. He has gotten back up into the
shape. Man, he about lost that car.
Almost got into Menard. In fact, touched him just enough. That may be what straightened him up
on the left front for sure.
Now we got a tire rub on the 88. So
we know how that's going to work out.
Yeah, we've already seen that routine. So what's? Oh, now
more
it's another
damage.
That's Darnell.
Well, that's what happens when you kind of get yourself in a compromising position. I mean, by not having tires and being with fast cars up there, you're in the way. I mean, that's why he's kind of in this spot, and it's their strategy that's put him here.
Here he is. Watch how loose he gets.
Yeah, you can see he's tried to power up right there off the corner. His car looked like it was already a little bit on the loose side.
Let's go back to the battle between Denny Hamlin and Carl Edwards. This is for fourth, guys.
Well, we thought Carl Edwards was really going to be a car that was going to be up there challenging Kevin Harvick, and of course now it's Brad Keselowski up the front. We haven't really seen him make that power move yet, but maybe he's getting that time.
Carl taking another look down low as we go on board.
I was going to make the point a while ago. We were showing that 21 car. If this thing happens to go green, which we see long green flag stints here, the 21 could be sitting in the catbird seat. He has better tires than everybody else and plenty of fuel to go the distance.
Well, remember, Boyer was running 7th when the tire blew on lap 155. Again, here comes Edwards trying to hold the car down low. Can't make it work for him, and Trevor Bayne sort of sneaks a little bit closer to these two guys. Bayne running in 6th. There is your race leader, Brad Keselowski, a 6/10 of a second lead over Harvick, with Kyle Busch 2 seconds behind. Back here at the Virginia 529 College Savings 250. Don't forget NASCAR Now, presented by 5 Hour Energy, tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern on ESPN2. And then also at 12:30 a.m. Eastern on ESPN2. And NASCAR Sprint Cup Series action from Richmond tomorrow night, 7:30 Eastern on ABC. We'll kick it off with Countdown starting at 7. And then NASCAR Nationwide Series has next week off, but in 2 weeks we'll be at Dover. It's presented by CC's Pizza, 3 Eastern on ESPN2. Right on board with Justin Allgaier for a second. Let's go back to the 99 and the 20. You got Trevor Bayne running in 6th. Denny Hamlin has moved down to 7th. What are you hearing down there, Dave?
Well, Marty, after we had that discussion, and we sort of discussed, there should be another set lying around somewhere. I went to Kevin Kidd, Denny's crew chief, and said, did you use up an extra set doing something like an extra qualifying practice or anything? No, we did what we always do. And when I gave kind of a puzzled look, he then wrote down for me, we only got 5 sets this weekend. And what typically happens is if it's a shorter race on a track with a little less wear, Goodyear will only sell 5 sets to them instead of the normal 6, which happens about everywhere else.
That sure explains the strategy for a lot of cars now, because it was just baffling to me why a lot of these cars are staying out. But they're kind of forced to in that case because they just don't have the tires to use up at this point, and trying to save one for that last late race caution.
So let's reset it for you. Brad Keselowski is leading Kevin Harvick by 0.3 of a second. And then Kyle Busch, Clint Boyer, and Carl Edwards round out your top 5. And as you see, Brad Keselowski, as he's on the track, let's check in with Jamie, who's caught up with his crew chief.
Paul Wolf, crew chief for your leader, Brad Keselowski, right now. I know it's loud down here. Hopefully you can hear me. You guys on the radio told Brad what Kevin Harvick is doing in 2nd right now and how his line is moving around a little bit. How does that help your driver?
Well, we're just searching around a little bit right now. We've been off a little bit on a long run with the Ruby Tuesday Dodge, so we've made some adjustments. Feel like we made some gains, but we just see where it comes down to at the end. I think short run, we've got a car that can win the race. We're probably going to have to adjust on a little more for a long run.
Okay, need to adjust, but the good thing is, guys, he hasn't said a word about that problem under the hood.
Yeah. I think DJ hit the nail on the head. There is no problem.
Yeah, I think he did too. I think that was a good observation, Dale, of how, when these tires do fall off that much in speed, that engine tune does change.
Yeah, and it's probably a different car too now that they're inside there, so you get a little different sound with the way cars are built. So all of those things went to that, but he obviously doesn't have any problems right now.
The two front runners go around the 68 of Carl Long. It's been a long night for Carl. He's 39th, 42 laps down. There's still 58 to go here. Kevin Harvick all over the 22 of Brad Keselowski. Could we have another lead change? Yes, it'll be number 7. And Kevin Harvick